So Pharrell Williams is back in the news, not for music, not for Louis Vuitton, but for saying something that made half the room squint. Like, sir, what? He said, "Do you want this job because you're black or because you're the best?" And then, like a man who hasn't spoken to an actual black person who works in corporate America since like 2004, he added that DEI needs to come back in style, something like that. And listen, when he said that, I felt my spirit leave my body and come back like, oh, so he's still on that new black. And I mean, of course he is. He's been the new black. So today we're going to break it down. What the new black even means, why Pharrell is out here recycling it again, why his DEI comments make no sense, and why black people are tired of celebrities pretending the playing field is equal when we've been forced to be twice, 5 times, shoot, 10 times the better just to get in the room. Let's talk about it. Hi, my name is Jade, and welcome to our channel, Get Into the Black, where we talk about life, business, and culture our way, from Puerto Rico to the world. Hey, kinfolk, you know what to do. Hit that like button like it owes you money, and leave a comment so I know you're awake. And if it's your first time here, actually, because a lot of you keep coming back and you keep watching my videos, but guess what? You're not subscribing. I'm going to need you to subscribe because it's coming off like you hating. And you can't be a hater. Don't be a hater over here watching for free. Support the cause. And with that being said, let's get into this video. Pharrell was speaking at an event filled with black entrepreneurs, a room of strivers, builders, people who know what discrimination looked like because they lived it. And he asked them, do you want the job because you're black or because you're the best?
Ambition of the best. That's the reason why you should support these businesses. Yes, they happen to be black and brown, but it should be based on the thesis that we're the best, not because we are a total shade of a skin color. And that's a point of view that I have now that I'm resting on. And if diversity, equity, and inclusion ever comes back in style, cool. But in the meantime, I want to focus on being the best because I can bank on that. And that's what I want the Black Ambition founders and their companies to bank on. Bank on being the best, because that's what's going to get you the position. I don't want you to give me anything. I want you to panic and not let me out the room because I'm the best.
As if we haven't spent our whole lives being told that we need to be the best just to be considered. As if black mediocrity is what's holding us back instead of systematic barriers, gatekeeping, and biases booked into every industry. Then he doubled down and said DEI needs to come back in style. Come back in style, so you know it's out of style. You know the corporate world doesn't want diversity right now. So why are you out here preaching just be the best? As if being the best ever protected black people from discrimination. Let's be real, Pharrell. What are you talking about? Black Americans had always had to be the best. We've been told since childhood that we have to be 2 times, 5 times, 10 times better just to sit at the same table. That's literally why some of us suffer from imposter syndrome today, because being the best was the bare minimum standard you needed before a white hiring manager would even call you back. So when Pharrell says, I just want to bank on being the best, it sounds like a man talking from a bubble, a luxury bubble, because being the best didn't stop DEI from disappearing. Being the best didn't stop them from eliminating diversity programs. Being the best didn't force companies to address biases. If being the best solved racism, DEI wouldn't exist in the first place. And the wildest part, nothing about DEI says you don't have to be the best. It simply says you can't be discriminated against because of your skin. DEI expands the talent pool. It forces people to look beyond the same networks they always hired from. It does not give jobs to unqualified people. But Pharrell is talking as if DEI equaled charity projects from unskilled black folks. Is that how he feels? Is that how he feels about himself at Louis Vuitton? When he got the call, did he think, dang, they hired me because I'm black or because I'm the best? Now, let's talk about this new black ideology. Pharrell has been pushing this since the early 2010s. The whole racism is a mindset. We're not victims. Just be excellent, and people will treat you right thing. That is the essence of New Black. Colorblindness, anti structural analysis, believe that personal positivity can overcome systematic racism, and the fantasy that racism evaporates when you work hard. There are some positives to the New Black idea. It encourages confidence, self determination, ambition. I'm not knocking that part. Black people need confidence. We need ambition. But the downside is that it turns racism like a mood instead of a system. It disconnects personal success from a collective struggle. It suggests that we've evolved past racism, which we clearly haven't. And Pharrell repeating it in 2025, it just feels stale, out of touch, detached from actual black reality. And here's the real danger. Because when people like Pharrell make these statements, especially in rooms full of black entrepreneurs, it reinforces harmful myths. It tells people that racism has been solved, the playing field is level, DEI is just a trend. And black folks who succeed only succeed because they're exceptional, not because they survive biases. It shifts its blame away from the systems and barriers and onto individuals. And black entrepreneurs, people already fighting for capital, exposure, distribution, networks, all that stuff, are the last people who need to hear a celebrity millionaire say, just be the best. Because we've been the best. We've had brilliance. We've been qualified. And companies still refuse to hire, invest, or promote us. DEI doesn't give us anything. It removes the excuses people use to shut us out. And that's why Pharrell's comments are disappointing. Not surprising, but disappointing. Pharrell might still believe in a new black, but the rest of us are living in reality. And the reality is black excellence has never been the problem. Access has. And with that being said, until next time, stay beautiful, stay blessed, and stay black. This is Jade, and you're watching Get Into the Black. Bye-bye.